Good morning and welcome back to White Mountains Today here on White Mountain TV 16. Sunday, December 20th, just in time for the holiday season. We've got Paula Graham. Paula, how are you this morning?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Haven't seen you in a while.
I know, you've been slacking.
I know. Well, it's nice to have you back here. And of course, you have brought everything that Zeb sells.
No.
No, not even close.
Couldn't fit it in the building.
Couldn't even fit in the, that's right. So you brought a bunch of stuff, so we're going to talk about Zeb's. So for the uninformed, what is Zeb's General Store, Paula?
It's a destination. It's a walk back in time. It's a senses, what would you call it? It's
sensory
a blast
overload.
free, a sensory overload. You walk in and you smell the popcorn and the candy, the dust, you know. It's one people go in and go, oh my God, it was like I was a little kid, you know. Well, if you're over 60.
Yeah. But it is such a great spot right in the heart of North Conway Village. Big yellow building. Can't miss it unless you pass it. And so it's definitely a destination. And especially for this time of year when you're going, what am I going to get for people? Go to Zeb's.
Just walk through with the basket and you'll see something and go, Aunt Martha. The neighbor next door. And can do for under $10.
There you go. Now you brought a bunch of things for us to look at today, and so we're going to talk about that. We got Kira behind the camera, so she's going to zoom in, and so we're going to get everything in fine detail. So what do we start with?
So we'll go here with the Zeb's Sweet Hot Pepper Jam. A lot of people put pepper jelly on a cream cheese block and put it out in the party, and the third person in, God, it looks like a mess because the jelly runs. This jam you can actually mix with the cream cheese, and it holds up. A jelly you can't mix with the cream cheese, but the jam, oh my God, and it's wonderful.
What a great idea.
And you do it with 8 ounces of cream cheese, or you can do half a jar with the 4 ounce. Delish.
Or you could use 2 jars with 2 blocks of cream cheese.
Well, you could do that.
You could do that.
It's one for one, depending on the size of your party.
There you go. There you go.
And I brought, for Christmas morning, you know, you usually have time to, you know, relax, make pancakes. So I brought some pancakes and syrup to remind folks. There's a little snowman on the syrup bottle. That's a nice little gift for somebody.
Absolutely.
Then I brought the cranberry apple chutney, which you mix with chili sauce, put in a pot and get it hot, and add 2 pounds of frozen Swedish meatballs, and you've got a party in a pot.
There you
That's
go.
a quick one. Spiced apple jam from Apple Hill Farms in Concord. Of all the jams and jellies we have, this is my favorite in the store. Just love it. Then I have some mugs here. These are by Corey Engfer, the photographer in town. And this is Tuckerman's, and that's a beautiful, I think it's sunrise on Mount Washington. And then there's another one in the black and white. And you could just that, or we have a little packet of coffee that does a pot. It's like $3.25. Really nice gift. Fill it with candy. Fill it with nuts.
Absolutely.
You know?
That's a hearty sized mug there, too.
It is. It is a good sized mug. And then,
so
of course,
you could put your Bloody Marys in that mug.
well, you could if
I had Bloody Mary
you
mix.
have to hide them.
Where do I get my Bloody Mary mix, Paul?
At Zeb's. Zeb's. JE002 is the original. JE004 is hot and spicy, and you can do it with vodka, rum. You can make Virgin Marys. We use the hot and spicy in a beef stew recipe that's on our website.
Wow.
The original one had called for tomato juice, but
That
we
sounds
use
pretty
that.
cool.
Now there's some mulling spices.
What are mulling spices, Paula?
All the winter spices, you know, you add them to either cider or wine, you know, make glug, Scandinavian glug.
Okay, we'll hold that up for
Yeah.
Kira. So mulling, because you always hear about, when you watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
You know, at the very end, she said, Mr. Martini, how about some mulled wine or something like
Right.
that. So I guess I never knew what that was. So now we know.
You can also do it in tea, and there's something called a bishop's punch. Now I brought this bottle of sugar cookie, and it's got a mousse sugar cookie mix because you know what the holidays are? It's
Cookie
time
time.
to spend time with your children and grandchildren, neighbors, friends. And you know, what's better than making cookies with the kids? You know?
I got a bunch of these last year as gifts. I didn't get them. I got them to give
Gave
them,
them,
as gifts, and a really neat thing, and well received by my gift recipients.
People do love
They
them.
like that. So, and exactly that. One of the persons I gave it to said it was so much fun to be able to go in the kitchen and get all covered with flour. And
Right.
everything else. So these are kind of fun. These are
Cocos.
Cocos, but I mean, just I'm trying to get them out of the glare here. Okay. But just so easy to do. You got a spoon, you got the cocoa, you got the marshmallow, you got the whole thing right here.
Right. You just
so you dump it in, stir it around, and these are a couple different flavors, aren't they? One is snowman poop cocoa,
right.
and okay, we'll put that one down. And then also double chocolate snowball cocoa. So we have both those there. So poop cocoa.
Well, it has to read the.
Oh, so
it says, we heard that you've been naughty, so listen, here's the scoop. Santa's out of cold this year, so you get snowman poop. And this is hot chocolate for 2. Hot cocoa for 2, I believe.
But you got to look at this. This is
2 mugs.
This is makes 2 mugs of hot cocoa. But look at the display there. That'd be great sticking out of the top of a stocking, or just put it inside the coffee cup. There you go. You got all.
Bring
all
them
those
to the
things
neighbor
going on
kids.
there. That's great. And it's in this hearty bag too.
Yeah, that is. They're out of Rhode Island. I brought this gingerbread pancake and waffle mix just because. Who eats gingerbread pancakes? If people don't try, they're great.
Never had gingerbread.
I have a brother who's a gingerbread freak, so when he comes, I make them.
Never heard of them before. It smells gingerbready.
Yeah, well.
You can make it as a pillow if you get really tired, too, on the drive home.
Okay, Rob. He's been into the nog. Here's the lobster bisque dip mix that everybody has tasted in Zeb's. And I have Italian neighbors from Londonderry who have a second home next to mine, and they're doing the 7 fishes Christmas Eve. So I said, lobster bisque, that's one course. Just add this to the light cream, and you've got lobster bisque. If you don't like soup, it makes a great dip.
Interesting.
And seasoning for baked stuffed shrimp.
Lobster bisque dip.
Yeah.
From Vermont.
Yes.
Home of lobsters.
That's right. Oh, well, sure. Then you have this came out of Texas. This party crackers, you're going to see that looks like saltines. Well, you take the ingredients in that bag and you add canola oil and you put them in this 2-gallon Ziploc bag, shake them and smush them and make sure it's dissolved and crackers are covered. Keep, doing it until you go to bed, and the next morning it's all absorbed. They are the tastiest things. We've been doing double sampling bags because people just love them. In it, what you do is put in 4 sleeves of saltines out of their wax sleeves, of course. But if you want to do it, measure it. You could do it half and half, and I'm going to work on doing it for oyster crackers. The breakdown, and we'll give that information out.
That'd be good.
Then we have these pickle kits from Salem, New Hampshire. This pickle man, he's a hoot. And you just cut 2 or 3 pickles, it's on the back, and you add the vinegar and the water, and in 2 or 3 days they're done, and they're crispy. And we left one in the refrigerator that we forgot. We made a few different flavors. A couple of weeks later we found it because we date everything. We tried them just as crispy.
Very cool.
They're great. And you can use it a second time. So when you take the pickles out, just zip it and stick it back in the fridge. Use it a second time. If you had to add vinegar and water to bring up the volume, that's fine. If you use it a third time, you have to add a little salt. But they're delish, and they're kind of a fun gift for somebody. If you've got a neighbor who likes pickles and
absolutely
is kind of
or if you have some cucumbers left over from the summer.
Well, if you still do, yeah, but you haven't pickled them already.
That's right.
Then the last thing I brought, because it's Christmas, these bells. Well, listen to these are the silver. And these are the brass. I prefer the silver, whatever. These bells are made in Leominster, New Hampshire at New England Bells. And it's New Hampshire cow leather straps. They come in the light brown, the burgundy, red, and black. We have these from single bells that are $5 that, like the Polar Express bell.
Right.
And we have them on a hook that, instead of a safety pin on your backpack like mine is when I hike, they have fancy little things. We have them with this doorknob with a couple of bells in the shapes of moose, reindeer, horses, maple leaves. Then we have a little white leather angel with a bell on it, and it has a little card. And they go from 2 to 10 bells or 12 bells on strips, different prices.
Yep.
Then we have the loops on both ends. The biggest one is huge, and it graduates down the different size bells. So they go from $5 to $265.99. And the high-end ones, the 190 and the 266 bells, are the ones that people order and ship all the time. Wedding gifts, you know, it's amazing. But they're a true New Hampshire craft.
That's great.
And they, you know, they're not imports. And people go, they sound so nice, they sound so pricey. And I said, because this isn't the Christmas tree shop. They're not from China. Can I say that? And anyway, I just think it's wonderful. And these people, they're the best. We've had to reorder so much, and they'll say, no problem, they have them to us the next day.
That's great.
And we've never had to order so many as this year. People really are being smart, and it's an investment. And as Hans in your control room said, these are an heirloom. They'll last a couple of 100 years.
Oh, absolutely.
They're fabulous.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. So, Paula, of course, this is just a smattering of items that you have.
Just a hint.
Just a hint. And, of course, lots of great food. So all the different, hot sauces and cheese and spices and dips and maple syrup and everything else.
And 7 feet of candy counter with 4 layers.
And that's just the beginning of the story. Yeah, then you got the 7 feet
levels.
of candy counter. So all sorts of great things.
Oh, upstairs. Oh, yes. These scarves, the infinity scarves, we sell these. We have 6 colors. They're $6.99. They're cotton. They wash great, so I put one on. And of course, this is sort of like a December 31st, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
If it gets frosty and starlit, if it ever does. Little blingy Christmas. These are $4.99. And these, my little silver balls. Anyway, silver, gold, red, green, blue, and hot pink. That probably could wear you around if you're into hot pink.
There you go.
But these are $4.99. So if you just, want to get Christmas spirity, we just, we have them.
That sounds great.
We have CDs. If you've been in, you've probably heard our music box going upstairs. We have CDs that are all the traditional Christmas hymns and a couple more they've made with a lot of the secular songs in Christmas box mode. It's nice background music for Christmas dinner, Christmas Eve, decorating the tree. Some of them get you going. It's last night we had one of those, and then we had the Trans-Siberian Orchestra CD going while the kids were decorating the tree. So it's kind of a different night.
And what are the hours there, Paula?
We open at 9 in the morning, and we're open till 8 at night during the week, 9 o'clock weekends, and during school vacation we'll be open 9 in the morning till 10 at night.
Wow, so plenty of opportunities.
Plenty of opportunities to sugar those kids up with all that sugar, and we're praying for snow. We feel so badly. I feel badly for our co-workers in the valley that they're not working because there's no snow in the mountains. So
we're crossing our fingers.
We are. And where's that girl in the bikini that's in the park? You know the girl that does the snow dance? Isn't it about time?
I don't know. We'll have to find her.
Yeah.
Hans, go find the girl in the bikini. Well, Paula, thanks so much for coming down here today.
Thank you, honey. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Everybody. Pray for peace.
And we'll be back in a minute here on